Hello, everyone. Well, I can't talk because I'm not feeling well, but the vast majority of the items that I'm sharing with you all today came about a week ago, and we shopped till we dropped. Excuse me. I think I'm getting one of those summer colds that everyone's been getting or is going around. I know my mom's had one because I've just been really tired the last few days, and yeah, something's just going around. So I don't have entirely too much from the hauls, but or from the shopping trips, but I figured, you know what, I'll just show a little bit. Won't keep you all for too long, and then some of this stuff will be available at my sale tomorrow because I didn't film anything this week because I've just been catching up on sleep from when Katie was here. So, without further ado, let's just go ahead and I'm gonna grab the one box that I know is stable for me to pick up. That's because I think I started getting a cold or something. I don't know. Something's going around. Anywho, so we didn't really hit a whole bunch of thrift stores because they don't really have the ones around here. I don't think would have anything that Katie would have liked. I mean, we hit Goodwills and she found a few things here or there, but we mainly stuck to the antique malls. I'm all blurry. Let me turn Wi-Fi on and see if that does anything. Maybe that'll fix it. Hopefully that's not blurry anymore. I'm connected to the Wi-Fi. Hi, Tex-Mex. She says I'm still blurry. Okay, we'll give it a few minutes. I don't have anything. Hopefully it fixes itself. Not quite as okay. Well, that's good. Okay, so I turned the Wi-Fi on. Hopefully it gradually improves. So like I said, when Katie was here, we didn't really do much of the thrifting per se because there weren't things that were that I didn't feel the thrift stores would have a lot of things that she wanted. So we mainly stuck to the antique malls. If there was a Goodwill in the area, we went. So at one of them that we went to, I did find like a ton of scarves. This one is a bit more modern. This is from Jones, New York. I liked the paisley colors and such on it. And I know that people do like these scarves. So this one is a little bit more modern. Like I mentioned, it's from Jones, New York. And I got them really, really reasonably priced. So I thought, why not pick some of them up? Because I know people like to have these for spring and summer. They'll put them on their hair, they'll tie them to their handbags. So I thought, what the heck? Let me pick up a bunch of them. And I think they were all half off. Hi, KP. So like I said, I'm not going to be on here too long because I kind of want to go lay down. But here's another one that I thought was really, really fun. Look at the colors on it. Perfect for fall time. Does this one have a name on it? I don't think it does. But the colors were fun, and I just thought somebody would really like that. This one screamed more, I don't know if it would be considered 60s, 70s, 80s, just based on like the design of it. I think it could fit in all eras, just based on like the colors and such of it. Yeah, aren't they cool? I think like Sharon Tate maybe or like Twiggy would wear something like that. This one's really nice too. Ooh, this one's got a slight little rip in it right here. No, not a rip. Hi, Melody. How are you? So this one was nice because it's like pinks and browns and grays. I thought that would be a really fun one that someone would like. Wrap your bouffant hairdo. Hi, Tammy. There were other ones. I just don't remember where they're at because I think we did a haul on Tammy's or on Katie's channel and I put them separately. And we got this one. This one's a bit more like sheer, not sheer. It's just the thinner material, and this is the one you tie. I look like a babushka. But yeah, you tie it around here. Can't do that right now because I'm. But yeah, or I could look like a hippie with this. So this looks like flea market stuff from one of the indoor fleas that we went to. Let's see. This has been there a while. I've never seen this Jim Shore before. It goes in your plant, like a plant ornament. And it's one of the cats. I have to clean it up a little bit because it's a tad bit dirty, but it's definitely one of those unique I've never seen before. Hi, Renee. And it is marked Jim Shore. It looks like it says, I don't think I'll be able to make that up. It says Outdoor Living 2010 Felicity, maybe? It's going to be hard to show because there's this thing that goes into the plants. So we got that. Let me find a spot for the stuff that I've already shared so I don't double share it. Parts of this I don't even remember buying. Is this one the one that's damaged? Yeah. Hi, Poodle. So this is a Joseph original. I don't know what kind of dog this is. It looks like it's not a Pomeranian. But I've had luck selling these in the past on eBay. This one actually I had to buy as a set, and unfortunately the ear is chipped on the back. But sometimes people do collect these even despite the damage. So it looks like it could be a Yorkie. Yeah, because I'm not. My brain's not working right now. So we'll show that. I'll put that here just so I remember I shared it already. I think here's the other one. Yeah. Now this one, look at the face on her. She also has the original Joseph Originals Japan sticker on the back. And she's just a cutie. This is the one I was after because she's in perfect shape. Yep, I don't see any damage with her. Oh, this is adorable. I think this was like 50 cents, 75 cents. This is just an Anarco Christmas mouse. It looks like it hangs on I don't know what it would have hung on it's not a stocking, maybe like a candle. No, definitely not a candle. It's not made for that. Something along those lines. Anarco Japan. But I thought he was cute. He had to come home with me. Oh yeah, I forgot all about this. So this is a nightlight. It looks like a little Art Deco nightlight. I don't know if it works or not, but I thought the skyscraper look was really cool. Yeah, maybe for a potted plant. That's probably about right. Get that other part of the sticker off because it's gonna drive me nuts. Surprised this didn't get lost. To be honest with you, it's so tiny. Oh, so I paid a little bit more for this than I thought. So I did find another piece of blue crackle glass because I know you all like those. It's got the pontil, the rough pontil on the bottom. So I thought that was neat. I thought I could get a little bit of dinero for that. So I pick up angels if there's something I've never seen before, and these definitely are up there. They look like congratulations angels, bisque, and they say congratulations at the bottom. No damage to them, so that's why I went ahead and grabbed them. I think they were only like 50 cents a piece, so never seen those before. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research. Sometimes when something is that inexpensive, you just buy it and then hope for the best. Also in here, I did find some bookends. Looks like, hi Robin. These look like columns to some building. Couldn't believe they were only $5 for the set. So I did have to pick those up. I know that people do like their bookends, and I've got some good ones that I'm saving. Now these were very interesting. These are angels that are in their original box. Sneeze coming. Hi, Dana. So, yep, they're in the original box. And I guess they were for your tree or for maybe a garland or something. They don't look to be broken, which is always a good thing. We've got, oh, maybe one's missing something. But it looks like we've got a sitar, we've got a violin, we've got the singer, we've got the harpist. Maybe she's a flutist, and then we've got a cello player. So that was all the stuff in that box. Let me just put it all back in the box. Earrings that I forgot to put in the donate pile. Okay, so let me show this. This is really cool. Found this at one of the antique malls. It's a his and hers towel set, brand new, probably from the 60s or the 70s. Never been opened. Of course, the seal is broken on it, but these have never been used at all. I just thought they were awesome. Yellow and brown. They're made by Terry Treasure of California, 2 embroidered hand towels and 2 washcloths. So I thought those were fantastic. And here's the front of the box. Decorative ensemble. So those were really cool. Now I know these are from the flea market. Oh boy. So I had to buy 3 of these items, or all 3 of these items, in order to get the 2 that I wanted. One of them was this Anna Lee bunny rabbit from 1993. I'm not particularly crazy about Anna Lee personally, but sometimes I pick whatever I can up to sell because I know people will buy it. So this will probably come to the sale tomorrow. I know that Easter is long over, but I know that people do collect the Annalise stuff all year if they can. So that will probably come to the sale tomorrow. If you know someone who's an artist, they would probably really, really like this piece for sure. And then these were what I was after. Ooh, I didn't realize this one has some damage to it. These were the other bunnies that came with the lot. They look like this. Oh, do you, Linda? Well, that's good. It's never been my favorite personally, but I know there are a lot of collectors out there. So we got one yellow and we got a green bunny. Looks like some of it's a little worn right here, but that's all right. These are old. And then actually Dad was set up at the flea. He told me to take this. I think this would be a great item for fall. This is a Noritake bowl, but look how great that would be for Halloween. Hi, Val. Just the blacks and the oranges and the yellows. That would make such a cool piece at Halloween time, I think. I saw the colors in one of his boxes and I was like, or on this bowl in one of his boxes, and I was like, oh, that's so awesome. Somebody I bet you would really, really like this. Picture that on display, or heck, if you just wanted to use it. I mean, it's just such a cool background, don't you think? And then I bought a bunch of little small items for a few other things. I paid up a little bit more for some things at the flea this time just because, yes, definitely the vignette, because, I was like, I want to find some better stuff and I want to pay a little bit more for it. One of the cases were these gumball charm pistols. Unused. No, I shouldn't say unused. They're in a bag together. These will go in my junk jar, which, by the way, I may do a video on that really soon because Katie and Amy got to see my junk jar up close and in person, at least the first one that I ever made, and I have to put it back together. So that might be a video I'll go live with, and I'll share it with you all, if you'd be up to it. Also found a really cool AAA school safety patrol badge. And then this is a Monet trinket box. It's a beer stein. And it is marked on the bottom, Monet. I might be able to get $20 for that, maybe 16 to 20 for that. And anytime I find these little license plate thingies, I don't know what attracts me to them, but I buy them. You all remember, I think you used to get these when your cars, or when you registered your car or whatnot. So I have a bunch of those. And this little tiger thing, I have no idea what it is. Of course, I'm going to do my research to see if I can figure out what it is. And then, of course, I was really happy to find these guys. It's Mickey and, I was about to say Minnie, Mickey and Donald Duck night lights from the 70s, 60s or 70s. I would assume they still work. I have one of these already. And I did not have Mickey, so I was very thrilled to get both of those. So we got those. And I took Katie to we went to, hi, Christmas Joy. We went all over the place. We were in West Virginia. We were in Pennsylvania a lot. We were here. So there was really no shortage of great places to go here. For anybody that collects ephemera and such, it's always a good idea to pick these up. Well, these came from the antique mall. These were Ultra Pro sports pack sleeves. These are good if you collect, at least this size that's being displayed right here. These are good if you collect the matchbooks or if you collect like tobacco cards. All of this, because I'm keeping these for myself, these were 50% off. I paid $9 for all of it. So I got this one here, and then I got this box here. So it was a phenomenal deal because I know if you buy these online, sometimes depending on the amount you get, can be kind of expensive. Also, if you buy them at some antique malls, they sell them by the piece, not by the bulk. So I'm always thrilled to be able to find this kind of stuff, especially because I collect so many different ephemera pieces, and I always am looking for some of those obscure sized pieces. So these are just good to have on hand. And if I'm selling an assortment of stuff, those would be good to just sell and ship them in. So we went, I think all the stuff that's in here came from, yes, it is. We went to the Harper's Ferry indoor flea, and anytime I go there, I always look for stuff that we can use here, or if I can, of course, sell. I did pick up some of the alcohol sanitizing wipes. These are by a brand called Kolmberg, I'm sorry. You get 75 of them, or no, you get 80 of them in here, and it's 75% alcohol. You can buy these at Walmart, not this brand. You can buy the Equate brand there. And you don't get as many. And it was about, I think it's like $3.98 for like 30 of them. I got 80 of them for I think like $3.75, which is a steal for these because these are good sterilizers. Same with the Clorox Ultra Clean. These are, I think these were also $3.75. So anytime I can find these for a really good deal, I can pick them up. I know that these were probably, I don't know if these ones are like $5.52 at Walmart. Some of the other brands, like, or some of the ultra or the other strengths of the Clorox wipes are a little bit more. So I was able to support a smaller business and get those for a really good deal. So couldn't beat that. All right, let's see what else I've got in here. Oh, yes. I wouldn't be Vintage Vinny if I wasn't picking up perfume. So I always am looking at the perfumes and things because you just don't know what you're looking at or what you possibly could find out there. This was one that surprised me the most. This is Fabergé Turbo. It's unused cologne for men. Never doesn't want to stay in the packaging. Of course it doesn't. I think I'm gonna get it to stay this time. Yep, it's not moving now. So it's unused, and I can't remember off the top of my head what that sells for because I wouldn't. Oh, funny thing enough, usually I would get service in like one little spot in this mall, but for whatever reason, it just didn't want to read it. And thankfully, I had Katie with me because I was able to just leave my card and go outside and look stuff up real quick because I don't sometimes want to take too much of a chance on something because I don't want to be out too much if I'm not able to sell it. And then I found these. These are, ooh, went off completely. This is Trouble by Revlon. I don't know if anybody here remembers this stuff. Let me open up the box so y'all can see what the bottle looks like. Looks like this. Anybody remember this stuff from back in the day? It's got a barcode on it, so it's not terribly old. But I think I was charged $5 a bottle for these because they had them on a. It's really funny when you walk into this indoor flea market. They have a. So you walk in, the cash register is right up front, like to your right when you enter this establishment, and then you see like straight in front of you there is a like little sitting area, and they have a couple of fixtures with a bunch of Bath and Body Works products, and then they throw random perfumes on there, like I found those. And then they've got like one of those old school like 80s TV sets that's like a one whole console on like a floor console, and they had like Gunsmoke or something playing on it. It was really cool. It was like a throwback. Oh, that's right. I bought that. Forgot all about that. All right. What's in this bag? Oh, I think this has the. So I found this really cool tin. I think this was 20% off. It says Energine cleaning fluid. Removes grease spots quickly. I loved the contrast of the red, the white, and the green, so that would be a really cool piece for a display at Christmas time. So of course I picked that up. And then I bought this piece. So I bought this Le Creuset piece. It's a heart. Now the lid was broken, but I know that people still do buy the dishes themselves. So I have a feeling I might do all right with this. And I think I got this 25% off. So I think it was what, 2.25. So unfortunately, the lid was broken when I found it, but I was perfectly fine paying the 225 for just the dish. I know that people collect and use like Crusets. Oh, the stuff that I bought. Okay. So sometimes these, hi Joan, these promotional pieces or store displays can do really well. This is a craft football, so probably for either mac and cheese or something along those lines. I have no idea. It is new and sealed, so I don't want to open it up and find out. But it is an inflatable football. So I thought for just a few dollars that I would take a chance on this because, you know, for nostalgic purposes or, you know, if somebody collects store displays and things, they might want to have this. So I took a chance on that. Couldn't find it when I looked it up, but, you know, I said for just $4.50, I'll take the chance. Okay. So this has actually been hanging in this establishment for a long time. It's very dirty. I'm gonna have to clean it up. This is a 1986 owl thermometer. It is dated on the bottom. I don't know how well y'all are gonna be able to see that, but it says the original Ohio jumbo dial, circa 1986, by the Thermometer Corporation of America, made in USA. As you can see, it does need some cleaning up, but this, with a magic eraser, this will clean up just nicely. Of course, I'm going to clean all over it, sterilize it. I think I'd actually seen this hanging in this establishment for a couple of years, actually, and I finally just was like, you know what, let me go and ask how much this is. They didn't know whose it was, and then when they couldn't figure it out, they just asked the guy who, I guess one of the owners of the place, what do you want for this? And he said $10, and I said, I'll take it. Believe it or not, these actually do have a little bit of resale value. Of course, condition is everything. I've seen them sell for upwards of like $60. So if I end up cleaning this up and uh, making it look better than the condition it's in right now, of course, I might get a little extra money. Like I said, it's got dirt and cobwebs and all kinds of stuff all over it. But I think, like I said, a magic eraser should clean this up and make it look really nice. Also, from the Flea, this was another item that I'm really glad that I did pick up. This is a PC game from the year, I think it's from 1989. This is called The World's at War. It did take me a little while to find it, but I was really glad that I picked this up because once I looked it up, I did spend about $15.50 on it, which is kind of paying up for something like this. However, after finally finding it, I was able to find out that one of these sold for $48. So I did really, really well. I may ask a little bit more than 48. I'll probably ask like maybe 55 and take best offers from there because I think this is going to be the only one that's listed at the moment. So that was definitely a good pickup considering this is new and sealed from the late 80s. So then we went to, on the way to the, after we went to the Harper's Ferry Flea, we stopped at the Goodwill because we stopped for lunch. So we went to the Goodwill that was there in Harper's Ferry. And then we headed down to the Needful Things Emporium, which is in Charlestown. And then we went over to Creekside. And then we went to the Goodwill in Martinsburg. So clown alert for those who are not clown fans. This is from the 50s. This is just a child switch plate cover. Very cutesy. I couldn't leave him. I just thought he was really cool. Didn't want to leave it up in too long for those who don't like clowns. Of course, I did get myself some shorts because, like, I need more shorts. But you know, sometimes you see stuff that looks comfortable, and these are nice and baggy. These are Nike, um, and I think they're shorts. At least this pair was only $5. We all know Nike can be expensive depending on where you buy it, so I'll just have to wash these, and they will be good as new. And then when I was looking around at the Goodwill in Harper's Ferry, I didn't see a whole lot of stuff that I was interested in purchasing. But then I spotted this, and I thought this was so neat. I've never seen a starfish taper candle holder before. Now, I don't know if it's going to say or show anywhere, but it's almost like that almondy sand color. And I could have sworn I saw WG somewhere. Oh, yes, it's in here. Very hard to see, but right where my finger is the WG for Westmoreland glass. So I have never seen a starfish candlestick holder. Of course, I would like to find another one to go with it because I had no idea these existed. And it's the color of sand. And it's textured too, so that's really cool. Hi, Jackie. So I had to pick that up. All right. So after the Needful Things Emporium, we stopped down into Martinsburg to go to the Creekside Antique Place because that place has some killer advertising and such. It is a little bit on the higher end side, but you can still find some deals sprinkled in if you really look. So let's see what I think I spent. I only spent $20. That doesn't sound right. Oh no, it was $41.73. I'm sorry. So I do collect ink blotters if I can find them inexpensively. This is for Coca-Cola for 1960. Let me take it out of the plastic sheet. Over 60 million a day. I remember, I think 8 years earlier, one of their campaigns was 50 million times a day, at home, at work, or on the way. There's nothing like a Coca-Cola, nothing like a Coke. So I got that for $5, and that's about what these go for, but I felt that that was fair. I didn't have to pay shipping on it. And then, so this one person's booth, I mean, you would think that this would have been priced a little bit higher, but not, she didn't. Look what I found. It's been broken and re-glued. I don't know. I never know anymore with some of this stuff. Look, I found another mermaid to go with my collection. I have a small shelf with just all these old bisque mermaids. Maybe that's from when it came apart when it was sitting in an aquarium for a while. But yeah, I couldn't believe. Let me get this off of here. I think I'll worry about it later. I just couldn't believe that she was only $9 compared to what I've seen. Another booth that was there had some bathing beauties, and they were like $75, and they were smaller than this. So you won't be able to see it very well, but it does say "Made in Japan" right there. So I was pleased to be able to get that. I'm gonna stick this back in here like that. I was like, I didn't pay $20 for all of this because it's impossible. And then what was holding it was something that I've actually been looking for a while. This is a I think it's 1968. Yep. King Sealy Secret Agent lunchbox. For those of you who are new or don't know, I've actually been a lunchbox collector for a long time. The first one I ever bought was from from 1963. It was the Beverly Hillbillies one. And anytime I can find the thermoses or the lunchboxes inexpensively, I do like to pick them up. And I think I got this one for about $25, which, you know, for what it is, and you know, it's used. It's 57 years old, but it's in good for what it is. It's in good shape, and I have the thermos that goes with this, so I was tickled to be able to get that. Maybe that's not a. No, it's fine. We'll just show what's in here because I'm already. Okay. So this is a bag. I don't remember what the heck's in here. They tie up these bags sometimes. I can't even get them reopened, or I tie them and I can't open them when I need to. I really don't even remember what's in here. That's bad. Okay. Well, it looks like it's a bottom to something. I'm sure we'll find the top. Oh, this is, I think, from a thrift, or from one of the thrift stores in town. I think before Katie got here, that's what all this is. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I think that this is Empoli. I think it's a wine goblet? I don't know. But it's pretty. I think this was 50% off that day I went. Yeah, I think this is stuff that I bought before Katie arrived. Ooh, I didn't realize that was chipped. Rats. That's going to have to be donated. But we got a Bartlett Collins creamer. That, unfortunately, is going to have to be redonated because it is chipped and I did not realize it. So this I had to rescue because, well, it was $1.50. It's a punch bowl cup, but it's the cameo pattern in yellow. Did you see the ballerina? It's just a single cup, so I'm not sure that anybody would be interested in that, but we will see. Or maybe I'll wait to find more of them. The yellow is not my favorite color of depression glass, personally. But when I see a cameo with the ballerina in it, I gotta pick it up. Aha! So here's the top. That did really well. Ah, okay, that's right. I did buy a clear hen-on nest. I know that people do like these. So I know that people do like these, and I got it for a really good price. So, of course, couldn't leave that behind. So I'll make sure I bring that tomorrow. Oh, and then I found another one. Dang, I must have really been on a kick lately. Look, I found the baby. What is this? Is he broken? I don't know if he's broken or not. Oh, I think he is. Rats. But he was only 75 cents. Oh, and this is the sugar bowl to the Bartlett Collins. I know there's another piece. I do remember that. It's right here. So this, I think, was the reason that I bought it, because I've never seen the little cookie jar before. So I think this might actually have a little bit of eBay value. So I'm going to put that on eBay. I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is maybe I'll list this, and then if somebody buys it, I'll throw in the sugar bowl, because I don't want to sell them the creamer with the chips. So, excuse me, this is going to be redonated. I'm going to sell this by itself, and then I'll throw in the sugar bowl when it sells. Now, some of you may think I'm a little nuts for this one, but I saw him, and I was like, he has got to come home with me. And he was half off. I know some people don't like monkeys, but look, he's got a pipe in his mouth. When's the last time you've ever seen a monkey smoking a pipe? Never for me. So yeah, so they had him priced at $12.50, but because everything was half off, he was only $6.25. I think he's awesome. What I'm gonna do with him, I don't know. I'm gonna be careful with him. I don't want him to rip or anything. But yep, he's up to no good. He's got a pipe in his mouth. All right, little booger, stay right there. All right, I'm guessing all this other stuff is just thriftage. All right. So this was not on sale. Be careful when I take that tag off. I don't buy much clothing because it just doesn't, clothing is one of those things that it moves slowly unless you know exactly what it is you're getting. This is a brand called Super Dry. Looks like it's a Chinese or a Japanese. No, it's got an Australian flag, but it's got writing on it. And it was originally sold at Marshall's for $30. And then I got it for $7.99. It's brand new with the tags. It's called Super Dry. That's the brand. So this is just what was in the bag, y'all. I'll probably do another live haul next week. There's more. It definitely has that thrift store smell, though. I don't want to watch it, obviously, because of that. I think Katie actually talked me into buying these, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, she did. I really don't need more shorts, but sometimes if I see them and they look comfortable, I will buy them. These were $7. And I think I bought something that day to pay for them, so I only beat that. Oh, this is what I found to sell. This is Richard Simmons' Sweating to the Oldies, the complete 5 DVD collection. By Time Life. This is from 2007. All discs are there. I think only one of them has some light scratches on it. So, of course, I had to pick that up. I can't remember off the top of my head what they sell for, but I did look them up. So you all know I like to pick up the beauty bags. This is filled with a bunch of like hotel soaps and such. So of course I'm going to redonate those. I was after this stuff, the spray. I think that's a soap, purple water soap, and then there's also a Bulgari soap in there as well. So of course I think I looked up the Bulgari, and it did sell for decent enough for me to pay $4 for the whole bag. Usually what I do with this is I will take out the products that I am going to sell. And I total up how many items are in here. And then I think if you get more for less, you divide the price by the quantity of items. If there is less items than the price, you divide the items by the price. I think that's how that works. So all those, of course, I'm going to donate what I'm not going to use or be able to sell from that. So and then here's another bag. This one I gave $5 for. Oh, it's from the Ritz. Oh, from the Ritz-Carlton. Okay. I've only been to the Ritz-Carlton once. So you got that. In here came some like beauty tools and stuff for hair. And it looks like we have some Maybelline matte poreless stuff. And then there's an eyeliner from NYX. What initially attracted me to this bottle was this bag was this stuff. The Avon Parisian Wood. It says from 1956 on here, but I believe this is from the 90s. Most Avon, like the figural bottles and stuff from the 60s and 70s don't do well, but some of their products can do really well if you can find them cheap. So that's why I was after this bag, was for that cologne. I don't know that my mom's going to want any of the makeup or anything that's in here, but of course, I'm going to list that Avon thing because I didn't see any of that one specifically listed. So that might be a good sign right there. Oh, yeah, this was really interesting. I don't know where this was sold originally. This is for Elena of Avalor. It's one of the dolls. It looks like it was originally sold for $15.99 and it went down to $15. As you can see, the box is beaten to crap. I mean, look, it's broken up and such right here. From 2016, so it's only nine. It's scary to think that 2016 was 9 years ago already. I did see that this doll was selling for about $40, so I don't know if somebody will play with it if they buy it or not, but I personally wouldn't keep it in this box. It's really beat up. But I think I did see somebody sell this for about $40, so of course I had to pick that up. Oh, this is cool. You're gonna have to be really careful removing the sticker on this. This is Phyllis Diller's Housekeeping Hints, and it says an introduction by Bob Hope. Just a book, probably from the 60s, and it's from the library. Yep, 1966. Anybody remember that? Phyllis Diller's Housekeeping Hints, introduction by Bob Hope. So it's probably full of like really funny comedic type stuff. So I'm scouring all the glass. Where's my black plate? Because I know I have it in here. I think there was one in here. Oh, it's right here. And I come across this green piece right here, this coaster. And I thought, let me hit my black light with it and see if it glows. And it does. It's hard. Oh, there it goes. Couldn't believe that. So I picked that up for myself. So I just thought that was cool and it was only a couple dollars. And then I spotted this piece. I think this is a perfume bottle, if I'm not mistaken. It's got a hand-painted design on it. Unfortunately, as you can see, the paint is rather worn off of it. So I think I'll probably take it off, or maybe I'll leave it as is. I don't know. But it's purple glass, like a thicker purple glass. At first I thought it was like one of those reproduction, because sometimes some things look old, but they're from Michael's or they're from like a craft store or something. But after looking at it and looking at the bottom, I can definitely tell this has got age. I don't know if it's cased glass or not, because from the bottom, it looks like you can see a hint of clear, like a clear coating with the purple. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to end up doing with this. I may end up taking some paint remover just to get this off because it's all messed up anyway. Or heck, maybe I'll leave it on. Somebody might want it just for the aesthetic. I'm not sure. But yeah, I picked that up. Then I grabbed this. It's just a set. There's a top hat, somewhat pointy hobnails, and then there's no pointiness to the bottom. But I thought that was a cool combo. I'm sure somebody out there will probably want this. I'll have to do a little bit more research on that. But it was only a couple dollars, so. Oh, of course. More shorts I didn't need, but they looked comfortable. And they were only $5. I'm not going to need shorts for a long time. So the Goodwills around here keep their Christmas stuff and their seasonal stuff out pretty much year round. I think because it's to them, I think it's like, okay, people will probably want to buy this stuff all year, so that way they have it for the holiday season. I spotted him in the corner, or out of the corner of my eye. So it's a Santa Claus bank. He's sitting in a rocking chair. No maker's mark, but I think it was a Japan import. Oh, I'm so glad that you love it. So he's really cool. And there's actually one other thing that I left in the other room that I thought y'all might like to see. So if you could just give me 1 second, I'll be right back so I can grab it for you. All right. So that didn't take me too long. It was literally just right up on my dresser. Um, I wonder if I'll be able to reach the outlet. Nope, I'm gonna probably have to undo this whole thing, which is perfectly all right. So let's just go ahead, plug her in. Probably not going to show very well, but it is a lamp. Turn off all my lights here so y'all can see this better. So what I did is I took one of my Halloween bulbs that I have, and I bought a ton of after Halloween when they were like 75% off. And I put it in here because I don't know if y'all are going to be able to see it, but it looks like candle flames or like fire. So it's probably for a desk lamp, or was a desk lamp or something along those lines. Couldn't believe this was just sitting at the Goodwill waiting for me to find it for only $3. And I bought the bulbs for like nothing after Halloween. So doesn't that look cool with the flickering effect? How cool would this be at Halloween? I mean, or even at Christmas time. Heck, if you wanted to use it for decoration then. I just thought that this was really, really cool. And for only $3, I don't really beat that. So it's even got a flame type base too. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So I couldn't leave that behind. I'm hoping that it works. Somebody did rewire it for, I guess, because the cord must have been really roached, but they did a good job. So I'll probably leave it like that. I am probably going to hold on to this for a little while. Maybe at some point I will list it or bring it to an old curiosity shop sale. But I thought this would be cool for decor purposes for the holidays or for Halloween. Let me go ahead and turn this off. Oops, wrong way. Turn all my lights back on here. Nope, didn't mean to do that. There we go. So those were some of the fun items that I picked up in the last few weeks. Thank you all for tuning in the last hour. I greatly appreciate it. Or if you're watching the replay, of course, thank you so much for watching that as well. Some of these items will be up for grabs tomorrow at my live sale. So if you are interested, make sure you stay tuned. And then, of course, keep your eyes peeled for some haul videos. Hopefully, even though I'm feeling a little under the weather, I'll be able to get some content out. If not, just keep your eyes peeled for another live haul. Sometimes it's easier to just do it this way. And then that way I can show you all a lot of stuff in a short period of time or shorter period of time. So stay tuned for my live sale tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. There should be about 20 to 25 items being offered, and I should have all the items shipped out by Monday. And I'll see you all tomorrow night. Bye, y'all.